Milestones are home run related. Take a good look at this, kids, as Tom Glavine goes for win number 300. Well, he's not going for 298 now. He's going to get to 300. Hard to say how many of those we'll see. Matt Belisle here. Ruben Gotay makes a spectacular grab. Cincinnati had a grand total of 2 hits. They would have had 3 if not for Gotay there. Ryan Friel to David Wright. David Wright can't get it. Jose Reyes can get it. Looked like Wright was the guy to scoop it up, but Reyes makes a great play. Glavine, 8 innings, 2 hits, 5 Ks, 1 earned. Bottom 8 last innings. Millage chops one up the middle, brings in Sean Green. 11 hits for the Mets, 10 were singles. Glavine gets win number 298, 27 of them against the Reds.
Cardinals and the Phillies. Philadelphia still sitting on 9,999 losses all time in franchise history. Bottom 1 fills up 1-0. Ryan Howard swing and a miss, courtesy Mike Maroth. Fouls off a Maroth curveball, and then no doubt about that, Howard with his 22nd of the season, and the Phillies are up 2-0. Top 3, Cardinals down 4-2. Cole Hamels deals. And Albert Pujols crushes his 2nd home run in as many days, number 18 on the season. And the Redbirds are down 4-3. Bottom 6, Phillies up 8-4. They're loaded for Pat Burrell. Gets it to short right. Jimmy Rollins and Shane Victorino come on home. Burrell 3 for 3, drove in 4. Phillies win 10-4 and stave off their 10,000th franchise loss along the way.
Very much. Oakland's dropped 5 in a row, now 2 under 500. Nick Swisher do anything to bust out of a slump. 1 for 10 in Minnesota. So what's he what is he doing? He's using Bobby Crosby's lumber. Doesn't work. Looked like it might work to tie the game. Didn't. Jason Tyner gets it. Top 9. Joe Nathan on to close it out. Lou Ford has lost the ball. Torrey Hunter said, "I made it look easy, but I was scared to death." He hardly looked scared to death. That's it and that's all. Ball game, an unusual ending out there in Minnesota. But the Dodgers are looking to win their 9th consecutive game at San Francisco. Are you kidding me? This is one of the game's most storied rivalries. Barry Bonds, Derek Lowe, not much of a rivalry. You see, he's 0 for 8 against him. Here, bottom 1 with a couple of men on, double play. Bonds still hitless. Top 5, it's Matt Morris against Jeff Kent, and this is not a fair fight because Jeff Kent has a mustache. His 11th of the year, only his 2nd in the last 27 games. Dodgers score 6 in the 5th, but San Francisco would battle back. Bonds up again, bottom 5, runners on 2nd and 3rd. They elect to pitch to Bonds. Russell Martin and Derek Lowe meet and they discuss. They say, well, let's take our shot. They do. Bonds grounds out. Still hitless against Lowe. They're out of it. Said Lowe of Bonds, you got to be aggressive against him. He was. Bottom 8, bases loaded. Randy Wynn. Big spot. 3-1 pitch, takes a huge swing and goes down in pain. Trainer comes out, Wynn says, I need to stand here and battle. And battle he does. Remember, they were down 6-0 in this game. Gets an eye-high fastball and smokes it. Grand slam win. His 6th home run of the year, and the Giants now trail by just 1. They can't lose 10 in a row at home to the Dodgers. Bottom 9, Bonds at the plate. Takashi Saito win to pitch. 3-2. Spins a breaking ball low. Barry Bonds represents the tying run. Later in the inning, Bonds on 2nd. Pedro Feliz stings one up the middle. Bonds not as quick as he used to was, but he will come motoring in and ties up this game at 7. We go to extra innings. Top 10, Dodgers, bases loaded, nobody out. Almeida signs, grounds into the 6-2-3 double play. Well turned there. Nobody gets in, 2 outs. James Loney comes in and looks like he tries to put a spike into Benji Molina. Dodgers don't score in the inning. Bottom 10. Kevin Frandsen hard down the line. Loney makes a great play. Prevents the game-winning run from scoring. We continue in the 11th. Bonds facing Mark Hendrickson. Not his day. 0 for 5, a walk, a couple of Ks. I don't think it's very fair when they do that softball second baseman, but what do I know? 12th inning, top of it. Runner on 2nd, Wilson Betemit. 4 for 6 on the day, and here you players converging, nobody gets it. Loney goes from 2nd to 3rd, runners on the corner with nobody out. The base is now loaded later in the inning with 1 away, and Rafael Furcal comes up. And he sends it the other way. It's the always exciting sacrifice fly that ends up being the winning run. Fred Lewis's throw up the line, not in time. Loney comes in to score. This time no drama with spikes or anything, but it is the go-ahead and eventual.
Tigers and the Mariners. Kenny Rogers on the bump. He's 3-0 with a sparkling 1.04 ERA in his 3 starts this season coming in. Bottom 5 ends up 2-1. 2 outs for Raul Ibanez. He pops it up into foul territory. Brandon Inge, tremendous grab. Diving into the stands, hangs onto the baseball. Check it out again because it's a top play nominee. Inge becoming one with the fans. Bottom 6, Mariners still up 2-1. They're loaded for Kenji Jojima.
Oh, this is exciting right here.
That was tremendous. His second career grand slam, number 9 in the home run department on the season, ends up 6-1. And you can see on the big screen, Sugoi Ipatsu, ginormous hit, the translation in Japanese. Top 8, Mariners up 6-4 with 1 on and 1 out, Ivan Rodriguez. Deep to left, Ibanez is there. All-star J.J. puts an AL Best 26th save of the season. The Mariners win 6-4. Woke up Saturday just a half game back of the Tigers in the AL Central. All-star CC Sabathia gunning to become the major's first 13-game winner. Top 3 with the Royals up 2-0 and 2 aboard. Emil Brown deep and gone, his 4th of the year. KC up 5-0. Bottom 5 with a man on second. Catcher John Buck comes out to talk with Gil Mesh. Next pitch, Victor Martinez gets on top of it, single to center. Grady Sizemore come on home. Indians cut the lead 5-2. Top 6, Tony Pena at the dish. Pops up the bunt attempt. Martinez, the gorgeous grab. It's a top play nominee. Martinez also 2 for 5 at the dish with 1 RBI. But in the bottom of the 9th, with a runner on second and the score 6-5 with 2 outs, Martinez, he needed to up the RBI department. Not just 1, needed 2 or 3. He doesn't get it. Indians' 6-game home win streak is no more as the Royals hang on to win 6-5, your final.
Trails San Diego by 2.5 games. Chris Young returning from suspension, an ERA of 1.03 his last 7 starts. He gets Eric Burns swinging on 3 pitches he struck out. Top 4, Padres up 1-0. Khalil Green, it's gone. His 16th career high for the shortstop. Pods lead 2-0. Very few people can solve the Chris Young riddle. Tony Clark's one of them. His 9th home run of the year, his 3rd off Young, and it's the first home run given up by Young in 13 starts. It's a 4-1 game. Now, bases loaded. Bottom 7, Mark Reynolds to right. Tony Clark comes chugging on in to tie things up at 4. So the victory that could have been Young's is now no more. Bottom 8, Chad Tracy up the middle. The O-Dog, Orlando Hudson, comes in to score. Puts his squad up 5-4. Jose Valverde comes in to close it. Kevin Kuzmanov grounds out 2. Clark, who steps on first. Jose Cruz Jr. caught in the rundown. That's it. That's all. An unusual way for the game to end. The Diamondbacks come back.
Games at the start of Saturday's play. Ben Sheets, he's been money. He's won each of his last 4 home starts coming in. Top 4, Rockies up 1-0. Sheets deals to Todd Helton, but hurts his finger on the throw. Check it out. Trainer comes to look at his finger. Sheets would leave the game with a sprained middle finger. Bottom 6, still 1-0 Colorado. Corey Hart will step in, and Hart, oh, that looks like good wood. Ryan Spielsborg leaping at the wall. He's not tall enough. Hart with his 12th home run of the season. We're tied at 1s and in need of extra innings. Bottom 10 with a runner on 3rd and 1 out, pinch hitter Tony Graffanino steps in. Single to shallow center field. No one's going to get it. Jeff Jenkins comes home and scores the game winner as the Brewers rally and win. 2-1 is your final.
So the Cubbies need to win to keep hot on those heels of the Brewers. Oswalt looking for his 9th win of the year. I'm speaking, of course, of Roy, but he's been struggling on the road. Gets Soriano there. Oswalt retired the first 10 he faced. Aramis Ramirez, bottom 4. 3 for 4 day, 4 RBI for Aramis. Hunter Pence goes back, kind of gives up on it there, and it gets caught in the junk. Pence can't find the ball as Turris and Lee score. Another look here. Ball clearly buried there in that ivy, one of the charms of Wrigley Field. 2 batters later, it's Mark DeRose who takes a big swing, and it's basically the equivalent of a bunt. Brad Ausmus Fields throws it into right field, so Aramis comes in to score. 3-1 Cubs. Bottom 6, it's 6-1, and it looks a lot like Alfonso Soriano, but actually it's the hip-hoppopotamus. And he's rocking this metropolis. That's a shot, his 16th. Oswalt 5 1/3, 9 runs, 8 earned. The Cubs go up big, and they win. Yes. Well, all that talk about A-Rod, 0 for 5 this season for the first time. Here, grounds out, leaves a couple of ducks on the pond as Chien-Ming Wang gave up 3 early on, and the Yankees had to battle back, and they did. Bobby Abreu, you see the numbers his last 8 games, swinging a red-hot bat, and it continues. Absolutely hammers this. 2-run shot, puts the Yankees out in front. Abreu brings in, or gets a little love from Melky Cabrera in the dugout. A season-high 5 RBI from Abreu. Bottom 5, Raul Casanova. Tries to serve it the other way. Rodriguez, super play right there. Don't do it at the dish, you do it in the field. Chien-Ming Wang in line to get the win. Mariano Rivera to face Akinori Iwamura. And the Sandman, high heat, the gas face, 425 career saves. He's now 3rd all time.
Blue Jays and the Red Sox. David Ortiz hasn't homered at the Finn since April 21st. Bottom 1 were scoreless. No longer Big Papi, the big shot off Dustin McGowan. Ortiz with 4 of his 15 homers coming at Fenway Park this season. Sox up 1-0. Bottom 3. With a runner on 3rd, it's Ortiz to right, just out of the reach of Alex Rios. It's a ground rule double. Coco Crisp scores, and Boston's up 3-0. Top 6, Blue Jays rally with 1 aboard, Aaron Hill. Abusing the Daisuke Matsuzaka offering, his 10th home run of the season, ties things at 4. Bottom 6 with 1 aboard, the captain, Jason Varitek. Yeah. Dice Man wins his 11th. Boston improves to 30-15 at home. Red Sox win 9-4.
Angels need a win to keep the tie with Boston for the best record in the bigs. They fell behind 3-0, but they came battling back here. Bases loaded. Turris brings in Gary Matthews, ties things up at 4. 2 batters later, and Cam Lowe just misses to Reggie Willits. Lowe spotted the lead, gets pulled after 2 2/3, 5 walks. So now it's Lackey who's in line to get the win, and he spins a breaking ball past Sammy. Frank Catalanato can't check the swing either. Another strikeout. Marlon Byrd whiffs, so strikes out the side in the 5th, left after 6. Did John Lackey looking to get his 12th win, and it's Vlad who he could murder someone with the ball he hits. He hits the ball so hard. Brings in Sean Figgins, 2 for 5 for Vladdy. There were 5 different players with multi-hit games. Gary Matthews, another of them, as they bust this open in the bottom of the 8th. That's off Frank Francisco. Stays in the building. A couple more runs come in, make it a little breathing room to deal with, and the Angels match the Red Sox. Still best record.
Pirates and the Braves. Atlanta woke up Saturday just 1.5 games back of NL East leading New York. Bottom 1, Braves up 1-0. Make it 2-0. Courtesy Andrew Jones, his 2nd home run in as many games, number 17 on the season. 3-0 Atlanta after a 55-minute rain delay in the middle of the 7th. Bottom 8, bases loaded with 2 out. Sean Chacon gets Jared Saltalamacchia looking. Huge strikeout. Bottom 9, bases loaded, 2 out for Jeff Rancourt. A single up the middle is a walk-off. Willie Harris scores. Braves have now won 11 times in their last 15 games. 10 plays. Number 10, Lake Tahoe Celebrity American Century Championship. Michael Jordan, not pretty off the tee, but it does end up near the hole. And that is the goal. Not a bad job.
White Sox Orioles, Nick Markakis. A strange natty beige Holland walk-off win for the Baltimore Orioles, 7-6 over the White Sox.
Number 8, Yankees double raise. Andy Phillips, fly ball to center. Check out B.J. Upton. Gorgeous. Worth another look. His double raise did lose 6-4.
Randy Wynn had himself a day, a grand slam, and this sliding, tumbling catch off the bat of Juan Pierre, but the Dodgers get another win. They're 10th in a row in San Francisco.
Number 6, we're on the pitch. Norway versus USA. Women's soccer. Carly Lloyd, great header. Check it out. Team USA winning 1-0.
Jamie Farr, Owens Corning Classic. Morgan Pressel goes over to her little 5-year-old cousin, Michaela Schultz, has some ice cream, proceeds to birdie 3 straight holes. So the moral of the story, ice cream equals birdies, and that's good news. More ice cream, please. Thank you. Morgan shot 64. She's right in the middle of it. Number 1 in the hood, G. You knew this was coming again. Gerald Brown. It's like being in a phone booth with 5 people, and somehow he's out. And now, B button. And now, somebody give me a block. Can we get Berman on the phone? I just need one. I needed one. What? Unbelievable. Columbus, they are headed to the Arena Bowl thanks in part to that amazing return.
Of San Francisco All-Star love for Bonds, ending with BB boiling over. He's 1 for 19 since hitting number 751. 0 for his last 15 if you really want to get down on the guy. And here in the field, the Dodgers down 2-1. Bonds and air. James Loney, who hit the ball, would later score. Then we're tied at 3 in the 6th. Rafael Furcal. Yeah, he's going to run a long way. Triple for him. Matt Kemp will score. Dodgers up 4-3 on their way to an 11th straight win in San Francisco. Bonds 1 for 13 in his career. 1 homer against Joe Beimel. So Eric Stultz is out. Beimel comes in. He gets strike 1. He gets strike 2. And then Bonds down on 3 pitches. The slump continues. Bottom 9, Giants still down 5-3. And Bonds puts a capper on an 0 for 5 game with the strikeout and the pop out there. 0 for his last 20. Giants lose 5-3. Bonds not pleased. Short and salty post game.
It's an embarrassment to me wearing this uniform because of the way I'm playing there. That's it. Now go away. I'm embarrassed to have this uniform on the way I'm performing. Now get out of here.
Happy meter, the north side of Chicago. Alfonso Soriano dropped to 5th in the batting order. Lou Piniella explains why.
Last road trip, we went 7 games. We've beat right-handers 4 times and lost 3 times to left-handers. And we didn't really generate too much offense. So we're just going to try this and see. I mean, Alfonso can hit you a 3-run homer as easy as anybody else.
Well, they're down a 3-run homer, and it gets worse here. Top second, Lance Berkman, a gap shot to right. Brad Ausmus, Chris Burke scores 5-0 Astros. Cubbies, though, come roaring back in the bottom of the second. Derek Lee, 126 at-bats without a home run. How's that possible? This big guy with such a sweet swing. He goes 3 for 3 on the day, average up to 335. There's a 3-run homer, and the Cubbies get 6 runs in the inning, and now Soriano, with a runner on, flies out. He made 2 outs in 1 inning. You don't see that very often. Carlos Lee, an 0 for 5 day, and here, Aramis Ramirez just robs him, and El Caballo not at all thrilled with that. Ryan Theriot, the swing of the game. He replaced Soriano in the leadoff spot. Solo shot, puts the Cubbies ahead, and let's go to Wiener Circle, get a cheddar char dog, and celebrate.
How far did it fly? Mariners, 2 best records in the AL the last 3 weeks. So far, M's a little better in the series. They've taken 2 of 3 in the 4-game set, but Justin Verlander, very good. This is 50th career start. 27-14 and no-no so far. Pretty good. Guillen, Broussard, Beltre, down you go. Top 4, we're tied at 2. Marcus Timms, 2 on, 2 outs. 2-out hits will get you to heavens. And in this case, when they're home runs, you get a halo and wings. Extra special. Timms, 11th homer of the season. It's 5-2 Tigers. Bottom 5, Verlander facing Ichiro. Plunk, ouch, careful. That guy's worth about $90 million over the next 5 years. You can take another look, but it's just going to confirm that hurt. Ichiro would be lifted for a pinch runner. Mariners say Ichiro has a right thigh contusion. That's Bruce. Top 8, Miguel Ordonez, such a good hitter. Many hits, but a bit of a home run drought. Parks one here, first since June 2nd. Snaps 123 at-bat streak without a homer as the Tigers win 11-7. 9,999. 1 more loss, turn over the odometer, that's 10K. Oh, my, look at that. That would be a franchise worst for any sport in any team sport. Cardinals up 3-0. Albert Pujols makes it 5-0, his 19th home run. Top 7, more out. Now, he had 74 homerless at-bats, 22 games without a homer going into the All-Star break, and he is just smoking since then. 4 home runs in 3 games since coming back from San Francisco. Cardinals up 7.
Not getting to play.
But see, that's good. Tony La Russa didn't want to waste it there.
Yeah,
Top 9, Cardinals up 10-2. Ryan Howard, the last hope. No. Strikeout, and that is 10,000 losses for the Phillies. There will not be a parade in the Cradle of Freedom tomorrow at 1:05. Monday, 1:05.
Rowie. San Diego started the day a game behind Los Angeles. We already showed you Los Angeles won. Justin Germano, 3-1, ERA under 3 on the road. Here, he's already ahead and gets some help. Russell Branyan has the ball deflect off to him right to Khalil Green. They get Chris Snyder. Germano pitched well, and he outdueled the defending Cy Young Award winner Brandon Webb, trying to avoid his 7th loss of the year. Here, Milton Bradley with a single. San Diego had the worst batting average in the National League. They got 11 hits off Webb in this game. Germano comes in to score 3-0. Bottom 7, D-backs trying to rally. Heath Bell on in relief gets Snyder to grind into a 5-4-3 double play to end the threat, and the Padres go on to blank the Snakes 4-love. Yankees trying to climb back above 500, and they've got a lead in the bottom of the 7th until Carlos Pena digs in against Ron Vallone. Lefty, advantage Pena. He smashes out his 22nd of the season. It's a 5-4 D-Rays lead. But the Yankees come storming right back. They now lead 6-5. Derek Jeter up. Grounded to Akinori Iwamura. Makes a nice stop, but Jeter is flying down the base path. He is safe, and Andy Phillips comes in to score. He caps a 3-run inning for the Yanks. Bottom 8, Yano Navarro facing Kyle Farnsworth. Andy Phillips makes a fantastic play, double play. Yankee defense backing up their pitching. Bottom 9, we bring in Mariano Rivera, and Brendan Harris is up with runners on first and second with nobody out. Now there are 2 just like that. The Yankees go on to win by a 7-6 score and take 3 out of 4 in Tampa Bay.
Jays blue, Sox red. Boston swept going into the break. A chance to win 3 out of 4 coming out of it. They've got Josh Beckett on the hill. He's trying to get his 13th win. Now would lead the major leagues here, though. Aaron Hill crushes it to left off that big green wall they have out there. Lau Overbay will score from second. The Jays are up 1-0. Next man up, Royce Clayton. And it's a single to right field. Good piece of hitting. Or maybe he was just behind it. Either way, it's in right field. Run scores. Jays up 2-0. We go to the 6th. David Ortiz, RBI double. So we got 2 on, 2 outs for Eric Hinsky. Lines it to right. Poppy, bad knee and all, going to try and score from second. Alex Rios. He homers. He also throws. That's a couple of the tools, right? You have the throw,
five tools.
Throwing in the power.
Also peeling hot dogs.
Ortiz, yeah, clearly out. Jays hold on to win at 2-1. Jesse Litch, first win since mid-May.
Cleveland looking to move to 33-13 at the Jake. Ryan Garco has had quite an interesting series against the Royals. We flash back to Friday night. Garco in the 9th inning looking for his first ever walk-off base hit, and he delivers. Garco mobbed. Indians win by 1, 5-4. Then on Saturday, Garco checks swing, and he's called out. And he'll go back and argue from the dugout. And Mark Carlson says, be more constructive with your feedback, please. And he's run. You get out. Indians lose that one by a run. Back to Sunday, and Garco, a professional gentleman of leisure, on the stroll. He tees off here his 11th of the year. They make a winner out of Fausto Carmona, who is now 11-4. He still hasn't lost a day game this season.
Here goes a big case of Schlitz. Left-hander Jimmy Affeld in relief in the 7th to face Jeff Jenkins. It's a 2-2 game. Jenkins hits to right field. Brad Haupt is down, and then he has a little trouble misplaying that. So Jenkins is going to go to second. Next man up, Kevin Mensch, large head, down the right field line again. Haupt misplays this ball.
Size it up, boys.
Jenkins scores. Mensch ends up at third. Brewers up 3-2. Couple batters later, J.J. Hardy pinch hitting. Well, actually, no, he's getting out of the way. Affeld throws a wild pitch. Mensch scores. I'm not sure if that counts as manufacturing runs. I just know the runs do count. The Brewers up 4-2. They go on to win it 4-3.
Metropolitans looking to take 3 of 4 from the Reds. Oliver Perez returning from the DL. And Adam Dunn, it's always been my contention that this man could pull a tree clean out of the ground. And this might actually back my hypothesis. 460 feet, his 25th of the season. The man broke the scoreboard. He said afterwards, I sure hope they have enough money around here to fix it. How about a home run for the home team? Jose Reyes off Kyle Loesch. Not quite as far, but it counts just the same. And the Mets win this one by a score of 5-2.
Angels started the season with 3 straight wins over the Rangers, trying to start the second half the exact same way. That's Sean Figgins, end of the day, 184 stolen bases. He needs 3 to break the club record. There you go. There's number 3, 187. Guess whose record he broke? Gary Pettis, who's the Rangers' first base coach. He's right there to hand him a baseball or something. Extra innings, top 11, Mark Teixeira. That's a big thing popping right there. I think that's how the kids use that term, is it not? His 13th, the Rangers win 5-4. Stop over there. No.